Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, boys and girls. Should I say almost good evening? It's about 5 o'clock on October 30th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people that are aware of La Palma. I've been paying a lot of attention to La Palma. Where La Palma is right over here, just this morning at 6:24:23 UTC time. That's Universal Time. So if you minus 5 hours for Central Standard Time, which is my time zone, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, all the way up into North Dakota, you minus 5 hours. So that would be at 1:24 in the morning. We had an M5, okay, magnitude 5. Now keep in mind, for those of you who know about Mount St. Helens with the landslide and the explosion that happened there, only a 5.1 is what was required for Mount St. Helens to blow like that. For those of us who have been following La Palma, it's a very real threat. It has been raising. The cones have been lifting. I think right now that I know that it's over 17 centimeters that it has raised. It has been erupting for 42 days straight. That's pretty alarming. And these right here are all earthquakes that we've been having over the last 48 hours only. So you can see La Palma here, 5.0. These you got 3.2s, and they're happening all over the place. Let's see, we got another 5.5 right here, South Pacific Ocean in Fiji. That's not good. We've got another 5.8 in the Indian Ocean. That's not good. And we got a 5.4 right here in Municipio de Delhi, basically near New Delhi. Near Delhi, sorry, I'm butchering that, and I apologize. I'm not the greatest with pronouncing all names. But these are all earthquakes, ladies and gentlemen. Every one of these are all earthquakes. Since the one I showed you this morning at 1 o'clock. Here's another New Zealand 5.0. And some of us might be wondering, well, why? Here's Canary Islands 3.1. Well, that's not good. So if we actually back out, I want to show this to you. These right here, actually I'll probably go on, this is a volcano right here. See that red triangle? These are all volcanoes that are erupting. Along with here too. See all these little red circles and orange circles? These are all earthquakes, and they're all along tectonic plates. Except for that guy. But either way, they're all along tectonic plates. Most of them are. Right up here, there's Yellowstone. There's a lot of stuff and activity going on our planet, and people are not aware. I mean, there you go. Here's tectonic plate right here, all up in here. California, all up in here. So why are all of a sudden is this stuff happening? Now keep in mind, volcanoes. I mean, some people know about the one in Hawaii that went off, Mount Aso in Japan, Mount Etna and La Palma, but no one's reporting about all of these. We are talking massive amounts of ash and debris getting put up into the atmosphere. We're going to have a cold winter this year. Okay, look at all of these quakes. Look at all of them. Look at all the volcanoes that are erupting. Look up here. Yellow means unrest. Orange is warning, minor activity. Red is eruption, lava, flowing ash into the air. I mean, lava flows, stuff bubbling up. I mean, look at all of this that's not being reported. You want to know why? Well, I'll show you. Get ready, folks. Okay, here we are. This is Soho Movie Theater, and we are looking at Lascaux C2. This is a satellite looking at the sun. We've been getting bombarded, and I do mean bombarded, with flares and coronal mass ejections and solar winds. That has been pretty much punching the earth like a punching bag. Okay? But before I play this, I'm going to go here and I'm going to show you. You see all of this? This right here is an X flare. X1. But before it, we had two M flares. One here and one here. Now before that, we had several. This is 3 days here. I'll even show you what it's looking like for 7 days. Here you go. We've got a C flare. These are all C's. C, C, C. This one's an M. Then we got more C's. And then another M. Then more C's. A high C, almost an M. A whole bunch of C's here. Then two large M's. A couple C's in between. And then the X flare. And then since then, we've had C flares. This right here, C is in between this line and this line, and B is in between this line and this line. So as you can see, we've been living in a B-class flare for, well, since the 25th. We've been living in between B and C, just living there in flare, constant radiation. Now, this thing, I'm going to show you when this thing pops off. It pops off fast and hard, a lot of energy. These ones were running a little bit slower. This one had a little more force. So all of this plasma and coronal mass ejection is ahead of this. This is what's going to be hitting us probably right now. We're starting to get the effects. It actually slows down, because even though this has a lot of force, these ones were running slower. So it slowed this bugger down a little bit, which is good. But when it comes, it could be biblical. We'll just put it to you that way. And then after that, we've got all of this going on. Okay, so now that we've seen that, I'm going to show you what that does. I mean, here we're looking at warning threshold. Okay. Where's the... Yeah. See that? Yeah, that ain't good. I'm going to have to go to the Space Weather Enthusiast so I can actually show you. Space Weather Enthusiasts. This is a Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA.gov. Strong G3 storm. That's what we got coming at us. It's been reported on the news. This is Enlil. It's kind of funny. Enlil. Isn't that the name of Anunnaki god? Sumerian gods? Yeah, pretty sure. So here we go. This right here is protons that when the sun popped off, the radiation gets to us in 8 minutes from the X-ray. And then after that, you got the plasma that will come and hit us as well. So you'll see it hit here, but all of this is protons. It actually takes a little bit longer than 8 minutes, but it comes down our gravitational connection to the sun, and it affects, that's how we get all of our auroras. And you can see here, look at all of this. This right here is absorption of megahertz of radiation. It's pegged. Excuse me. So this right here is what's going on in the North and South Pole. See, there's a good flare right there. And that's directly at us. So these are the flares that we've had the past couple of days from the chart that I just showed you a little bit ago. But I'm going to show you the X flare when it's coming off, and you'll see all the charged particles that are coming. And it's not good. There's a lot. I mean, look at all this. Let me speed this up a little bit. Quite a bit, right? All right. So let's go take a look at it. Okay, here we are. Back at Soho, looking at LASCO C2. I'm going to go frame by frame, 1336, because it starts off on the upper right region here, going off like this, and then you'll see the big kapow, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to slow this down, because after a little bit, I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to let you see all of the particles that continue to come off the sun. It doesn't slow down. It just keeps coming. So here we go. There's the first one going off the top right, and you know, it's kind of funny. If you actually look at that, almost looks like a planet, or a second sun. Yeah, we have a second sun, by the way. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Now you're starting to see it come out of here. Now watch this. This is directly Earth-facing, coming straight at us. There's no dodging this. Nothing can stop what is coming with this at all. Now you see how all the rest of the particles are starting to charge in the air? Yeah. That's coming right at us. Now I'm going to hit play and let it play out. Now this is just from the 28th to the 29th. This is all coming at us. Now, the majority of it has already passed by this satellite, but it just doesn't stop coming. It just keeps on coming. And it keeps on coming. Oh, look at that. Another flare. Boom. Yeah, those are the other flares that were coming. So that's coming at us. I mean, straight blow. And I'm going to show you. Right here, we are over at the European Space Agency, because their models are a little more accurate, unfortunately. Look at this. Boom. Right here. They are predicting 138, maybe 135 centimeters cubed of plasma radiation. That's what this. You see this black right here? This black is right here. That's this chart right here. It stops at what, 62.5 maybe? Look at where we're at. That should put a severe pucker in everybody's pooper, okay? I don't care who you are. I'm not here fear-mongering or anything. This is reality, okay? And it is due to hit us right at this time here. 1402. Now this is their prediction. Now we have the other stuff in front of it that slowed it down a little bit, so it may not get here until later on this afternoon. God willing. Because yeah, that's one heck of a pop. Let's back it up a little bit. Now watch it. See it shoot off. That's a lot of force, but there was stuff in front of it. So we'll have to see what happens. But let's go check out a few other places, huh? Okay, and here we are over at SDO at nasa.gov. And this right here is an overlay of angstroms of light. You've got 211, 193, and 171. This one gives you a really good idea of the solar tsunami, because when it pops, the whole surface of the sun is affected, like a tsunami. Okay? I've slowed it down just a little bit so you can kind of watch it. Now, this takes a picture supposedly every 12 minutes, but you'll see how fast this thing comes out and goes past the satellite. Watch this. It's about to pop. Boom! Did you see the whole surface of the sun react like that? This is right at us. This is straight facing our sun. So, yeah, it's fun stuff. Well, that's like Mike Tyson punching the earth when he was in his prime, and the earth is his medicine ball. We've been having solar flares, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions because our sun is going in what's called a solar cycle. Let me show you what that is. Okay, here we're back at Space Weather Enthusiast, and right here this is the Enlil prediction model. Shows the peak of the density being at 1700 UTC time, minus 5 hours would be noon our time. But like I said, that stuff was in front of it, slowing it down more than likely. We're not 100% sure, but yeah, I know that we are in an event mode, if you will, because you can see this all acting wonky here. This right here, excuse me, you've got your density, you've got your speed, you got your temperature, you got your hertz and your gems and stuff. So you can kind of, when it starts doing this, you obviously, I mean, hello, look at it all the way down. It's all over the place. So let's go down and take a look at what I was telling you about with the cycles. Here we go. Right here, sunspot number progression. This is their projected model based on our history. Okay, we're way above it. Starting off, we've been above it from the very get-go. Which honestly, and there's a lot of them that NASA has purposely not been naming because they want to try and keep as close to this as possible. And it's very obvious when you go back and you look. This right here is radio flux progression. Okay, basically how many times we've been getting smacked. And again, we're above the line. We have been all year. We started off kind of low, and then it just started ramping up, and this is the peak up here. We're just kicking off. So yeah. Fun times ahead. Please be prepared, folks. If you happen to live in Florida, have a bug out bag and be ready to go. Have food and water, because I have a feeling that La Palma is going to pop and send a tsunami. That's my opinion. Other people don't think so. They say that there's no way. Well, I'm sorry, but the Illuminati deck cards that they have come out with has shown it, and they've also shown it with the Simpsons have an episode about it where they're releasing a bird and telling him to go to the Canary Islands. It goes and looks at the globe, and guess what? La Palma has a big old chunk missing out of it. And I know that sounds like conspiracy theory stuff, but there's also a video game where they're talking about blowing up La Palma. They're putting it in our face, folks. Be prepared. God bless. Have love in your heart and forgiveness in your heart. Forgive those that wrong you. And when people ask for forgiveness, definitely, and ask others for forgiveness. We're not perfect. No one's perfect. But love everyone. We're all humans. Everyone's hurting. Everyone makes mistakes. We need a lot of love in this world right now, ladies and gentlemen. Or should I say brothers and sisters, because we are all children of God. Have love in your hearts. Unconditionally. Don't love someone just if they fit inside of a window that you want them to be. Love them for who they are as a person, period. No conditions. That's the love of Christ. That's how he was able to forgive us of our sins. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Is the hardest lesson of all to learn. Love you all. Be safe.